a little more patient maybe, and my best guess.
Sure.
But I know for sure I didn't refuse an answer or anything when I asked me.
What about the felony convictions that you stated that you had never been convicted of any felonies when they asked you?
Well, like I said, I say that based on my knowledge of the law, that humans are not really convicted to legal fiction corporate entities that are. That's based on my knowledge of law.
Do you realize that most things are fictions, right? Like, what color is your shirt? What color is your shirt?
I don't know. Greenish blue and black.
Greenish blue. I would have went with greenish blue as well. I would maybe a teal, greenish. It's greenish blue and black, or it's snarg and flarg. Because greenish blue, even the word blue. You know, words are not fictions. It's just something that we decide to just collectively use so that we can communicate.
Oh, good Lord.
But it's a fiction. Blue doesn't exist. Like the essence of, like, blue is just a word. It's just a description. It doesn't exist. There is no blue. Blue is just nothing.
I can't believe this is happening. We're going through being in nothingness with Eric Martin the clown.
More than light waves. See, that's what happens. It's light hits your shirt, and it absorbs every color except blue. Blue bounces off of that material, or at least the frequency, the wavelength frequency of blue light bounces off of it. So now we perceive that color, we perceive that look, but it's not real. It's just wavelengths of light. We call it blue. We call it defendant. We call it a felony. We call it a conviction. We call things because that's the only way to communicate. You got to come up with like an agreed upon word, hence the dictionary. You always like to refer to the dictionary. That's why we have dictionaries, so that everybody can be like on the same page when we use fictions, because it's all make-believe.
This is how I read 100 pages in 10 minutes. Just imagine listening on your way to class. I don't read anymore.
So when you make those arguments, it doesn't really help. You know what I'm saying? So why would you tell them?
To Judge Slavin's credit, he's doing great with both constitutional law and existentialism, but he's talking to Eric Martin. That's the problem.
So basically, you're not disagreeing that you had felony convictions. You're just saying that in the way you believe the law should be read, is that as a human, I was never actually convicted of anything.
Right,
I can't.
Right.
All right.
I was fraudulently.
Just make it
defended.
Fraudulently. Okay. So either way, but all right. But you can understand how somebody who would think that you're just not answering the question. You see what I'm saying?
Maybe he doesn't know the law, maybe, but I explained that to him too. Though that's the thing. As he mentions in there, I was talking about the law, so I was explaining things to him to.
Right.
You understand where I was coming from? I'm not just saying things that don't have no basis and all this.
Okay.
Whatever.
All right. So how about anything else? And I see you went and talked about the traveling part and things. Well, anything else in here needs to be corrected, changed, or looked at?
Okay, yeah, no, so, well, you know, well, first, as to the term, you know, as I already said, you know, driving a license, it means only for commercial, so that's why I said I wasn't taking drive. He just wants to just put it in anyways, like I was, what he says here. Anyway, so in response to this question, he said that I don't need a license to drive. I never said I don't need a license to drive. I understand the real legal definition of driving means, and that means, like I said, commercially. As I said before, the federal statute's definition and the Supreme Court's definition, Hackett versus Banton, says that, not just me. So that's why I deny his statement on that. I never said I was driving, don't need a license to drive, don't need a license to travel by light, which is done on commercial, so which is doing it on commercial. So anyway, so I deny that statement. But anyways, in addition, the statement that I blame others for my employment, financial, and family issues, that's not factually correct. I don't remember blaming others for it. Allegations.
Have you seen your picture?
Any other corrections, additions, or deletions with regard to the report?
No, and I don't know, now, I was gonna say, as far as now the fines, it's more of a legal thing, I guess, but I don't agree, of course, all these fines that me as one of the sovereign, I am, subject liable to it, especially when there's no victim to here, and I got other legal arguments on that, that's more of a legal thing, but fact-wise, that would be it, but I have some legal arguments as to these fine recommendations, based on supreme law. Finding authority, you want to say, supreme over this state statutes,
Okay.
and that is, are you ready for that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so.
When you say supreme law, you're talking about the Constitution, right? Because this is
Constitution, or
supreme law of the land, Marbury versus Madison, yeah.
Yeah, and federal statutes that override state statutes, you know, supreme. All right, so, first, as any fines, 12 USC section 411, federal statute made by Congress, makes it clear the obligation of all Federal Reserve notes belongs to the United States.
Sure.
Therefore,